Greetings and welcome to my channel. This is not necessarily a new Genesis video, although there is something I wanted to point out about it. Before I get into that, let me explain some things. This video marks the 365th day of me uploading videos for this channel. This is my 1-year anniversary video. It's been a rough year. Like, the first half of it was fine, but after June, I know there were times where I'd go weeks without posting, without uploading. Honestly, I don't know how to explain it other than it's just been a rough year. Other than saying things I've said in previous videos already. I want you to know it's not due to depression. I'm fine. I'm in a good place. It's other things that I don't really want to get into because I don't want to really talk about my real life very much. I've kind of always been like that, honestly. The reason I've taken on my character here as my internet identity is because I think my real life is just way too mediocre to be worth talking about on the internet. And it's why I'm usually opposed to bringing up stuff. Like, it's not that I don't want to talk about it, I guess it's just I don't want to reveal too much about myself because I think it's uninteresting. But anyway. But yeah, it's been a rough year. And I intend to go through what I intend to do in order to make things better. In order to improve the content on my channel in hopes that my channel will continue to grow. Because after June, the growth kind of stopped. And that's mostly on me. But before I get into that, I made a mistake that needs correcting quite a while ago. Oh, and well, I should also say that the second half of this year being rough, I know it's a coincidence that half a year happened to be the half a year that NGS has existed so far. That has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. And I know that's kind of a funny thing to think of, but it's not the case. So anyway, I don't remember if it was July or August. It was one of the two. I think it was July, but I'm not sure. Where I said this. So the reason I'm not going Force, right? If you remember, if you watched my video on the New Genesis closed beta, I gushed about the Force and about how much fun it is to fight things with the Force. The blow charge times, all of that. As it turns out, Sega doesn't like fun. I don't know if you knew that or not. But the Force does not have DPS at all. So, big surprise, I was actually wrong about that. Now, I don't think that Force can keep up with other classes in terms of damage per second, but it is definitely the numbers class, the big numbers class in this game. If you paid attention to that part of the montage where I use my photon blast, well, I guess Keiko's Photon Blast, not Terashi's. And I'll get into that in a minute. But if you notice, about halfway through the Photon Blast, its weak point closed up. It was doing the low splashes of damage leading up to the big one was doing 500 before that and 100 after that. So that 580 something at the end, if its eye was still open, that'd be like 25,000, 26,000, something like that. It would have been a much bigger number. And I said that, they have weak, photon blasts months ago. I was wrong about that. And yeah, I said that their DPS isn't good compared to other classes. Maybe that's still true, but like the numbers are there. Like they still do good damage, even if it's not like on par with everyone else. There is the fact that it has more versatility than other classes, and because of that, giving it a little bit less DPS is like a balanced thing, and it's understandable, right? But yeah, I don't want to talk about this too much more. I have other things to talk about on this video, and I won't be up all night uploading it. But yeah, I was mostly wrong about Force when I talked about it earlier. Now, the reason that Keiko was the one that was in the montage earlier, when I realized how much better Force is than I thought it was, my first instinct was to switch Terashi back to Force. And I couldn't bring myself to do that because Soaring Blade loyalty, dual wielding loyalty, honestly, like, this is just who he is. Like, you take away the halo, you take away the wings, what does he do? What is he? A fancy dude with a sword in each hand. Terashi in New Genesis is kind of my main character. Like, he's the one going out with the NGS characters and doing stuff. Like, he's the one in the story, as far as I'm concerned, out of my 4 characters. And yeah, honestly, Bouncer all the way. Now, you saw in the montage that Keiko was level 20. Ruen and Naomi, though, are only level 15, and I have a reason for that. It's because I've been working on getting Terashi to level 20 in every class. Now, I don't think I'm going to hit that before Retem comes out, so it's probably going to splash over to getting all my classes up to 35 after Retem. But this is what I've been working on, which is why I haven't been spending as much time with Ruen and Naomi. Now, Keiko has always been the kind of which class is the easiest to play character. In PSO2, that was Ranger, because you could stand anywhere and hit the enemy from any distance, and in a game where your best movement options are photon arts, that was good. However, in New Genesis, they nerfed Ranger, and I've talked about this before. So, honestly, when I realized Force was good and I realized I didn't want to change Terashi's class, I figured Keiko was the best candidate, because at the time, I was still trying to feel out which class was best for her. I tried Tekker, but it felt like a squishy melee class, more than anything. I believe I put her on Ranger anyway, and it was okay for a while. But yeah, honestly, I'm kind of liking her as Force right now. She has weapon sheathing, so in combat, she looks like this floating fairy bunny that uses magic with her bare hands, and honestly, I think that's a good look for her. I don't think this outfit is the best outfit in terms of expressing who she is as a person, whereas Terashi's, I've always had him be about wearing business suits out of combat. Of course, I don't have any armor for him to wear in combat, but I mean, it's Fantasy Star, it'll be fine. But yeah, honestly, I don't think this outfit is the best in terms of expressing who she is as a person, as a character. But I mean, it's cute. The whole Fae bunny aesthetic, I'm kind of about it. I really wish I could get her and Ruen both a tail, but the PSO tail, it's not being sold and shipped to. And even if it did, I only have like 50 million old Meseta, so I wouldn't be able to buy it anyway. So I just have to wait for a tail to drop in New Genesis. Now, I know that this outfit is kind of Kingdom Heartsy, but it is, like especially like the shorts there. And the shoes too, I guess. Like the mini jacket's kind of okay, I guess, in that regard. And yeah, it doesn't have a hood, so it's not exactly Kingdom Heartsy, but it definitely has a Kingdom Heartsy kind of vibe. That said, though, this is like the closest outfit I could find that I felt kind of emulated Ruen's laid back but also absolutely reckless personality. Yeah, this is the other character I have weapons sheathing on, and that's because a dude beating up dolls with his bare hands is just awesome. And yeah, I definitely think that's Ruen's style as well. Honestly, I think, yeah, no, I don't think, I know. Ruen, as a roleplay character, is one of the newest ones I've made. And he's, honestly, he has kind of like a D&D barbarian kind of personality, but although he's definitely more of a monk in the way he fights. But yeah, he's kind of bland, honest, and in your face, but, you know, if he's not being threatened, then he's pretty chill. And honestly, the way I've always thought about it, like, Terashi's like the main character. He's the one doing all the story stuff. I've always had in my head Ruen and Keiko going out fighting stuff together because I've always seen them as kind of having like a sort of a sibling relationship since they're both rabbit people. But yeah, this is how Ruen has changed. In my first video, I had him in like this regal, like soldier, like veteran, like ex-soldier veteran outfit. That's all I had for him to wear. I think this outfit's a bit better for him. And lastly, we have Naomi. I don't think I showed much of her in my first video because I had her in a bunny suit at the time, like an actual like casino suit. And that was honestly, I had no good reason. That was just silly of me. But I've straightened her. She's cleaned up a bit in New Genesis, and I know she's wearing a basic outfit, like she's wearing a starter outfit. But honestly, I think it's a good look for her. She has kind of like a bounty hunter vibe, and I think that's a good match with the hunter sword. Now, all four of my characters have Bowser as their class. Terashi has it as his main, Keiko, Ruen, and Naomi have it as their sub. And the only reason for that is because it's strong. One of the passives from Bowser increases elemental and physical down chance, which is really good, especially for Force and Fighter. Maybe not so much for Hunter. However, Naomi, and kind of like my story for these characters, is actually a clone of Terashi. So her being Hunter and Bouncer to his Bouncer Hunter, I think is a good fit. And also, honestly, playstyle wise, the main reason I made her a Hunter is because while I was waiting for Bouncer to come out, I actually enjoyed playing Sword Hunter with Terashi. So that's why. And I think I might have hinted at this, but I don't think I came out and actually said it. Ruen's a fighter. He has the fighter class. And with Knuckles. Like I said, I hinted at that, and most of you should probably get that in. Okay, so if it wasn't obvious up to this point, the part of the video that just ended was meant to be like a recap of my first video. And I thought that'd be a cool way to kind of celebrate my 1 year anniversary, is look at what things were like in a year ago compared to now. And honestly, I'm kind of happy with where my characters are at right now, but Return's coming out soon, so we'll have to see. But that's NGS out of the way. I talked about me being wrong about Force. I talked about all my characters, why they look they do, and where they're at. So, I wanted to talk about the schedule that's going to be on the 13th because I want to improve the quality of this channel. So I was going to talk about how I want to schedule my uploads going forward. Unfortunately, that would make the video too long and I wouldn't be able to upload it at a reasonable time frame. So this is where I'm going to have to cut the video here. If you got this point in the video, it means the world to me, especially with how small my channel is at the moment. And I hope to see you in the next one. Farewell.